Welcome, aviators. Welcome to a new flight with Kilo Hotel Aviation. Today is a special flight which I flew on the 20th of November, 2 weeks after I passed my tests for my PPL checkride. So now I'm officially licensed PPL pilot, and I'm very happy that everything went really good. I had a really good exam, and today's flight will take you towards the area of Luzern and then over the Midland via Willisau VR back to Bierfeld Aerodrome. I hope you liked it and have fun with this flight. Jura here completely going from left to the right, and mostly around the Jura you have always some clouds. That means when you get over it, the cloud base should not be too low because the clearance will be very limited. We have the river Aare running in front of the Jura, and because of the humidity, mostly we have fog or clouds. Opposite the Midlands here, it's mostly open, and then we have the Alps. The Alps are often also closed, so you have this corridor that starts wide from the east and gets more narrower towards the west. When we have easterly winds, then at the end of the funnel, it's more like a funnel, the wind gets really strong, and they call it Biese Swiss. It's like an eastern wind. That can give a lot of turbulences around the Jura because the wind is compressed into a funnel. Exactly. So that's something typical for Switzerland. Now here we are over the Wielisau VOR. That's a radio navigation point. And we are heading slowly back to Beerveld. So we take from here a heading of 020. That's mostly the heading to follow to get to Beerveld. And then it's from here is 20 nautical miles. So it's like easy to remember, 2020. The 2020 rule. But that means you have like 20 degrees, and then I see on the iPad also I will follow this line. So we stay on this altitude of 4,500 feet, about as good as possible. Very important not to be distracted too much with instruments. Somehow the radio navigation point was not working, so I said okay, I just gave up, because normally you should press and then you should be able to dial the OBS and then can put it on the 020. But we have here a heading, I have my GPS, so this is basically enough. But when this fails or I have no cover, then I have to rely on the radio navigation. Somehow it doesn't work completely. That's weird. Proceed with the next one. Well, this is my first flight, as I said, as an official pilot. I have to enjoy the view from the airplane. That's would be stupid to look inside the cockpit the whole time and then I forget to enjoy this magnificent view here. Look at this, cloud, sunshine, a bit of snow. Yeah, it's really awesome to say that you can fly airplane. It's a bit different than a car, of course, but it's well worth to learn. So if you're thinking about to become a pilot, don't wait too long, because you never know what's gonna happen. And at the end, there's always an excuse not to do it. So if you had the dream for a long time, or as a kid, as me, I wanted to become a pilot when I was very young. Yeah, just do it, I would say. It's amazing. So a little bit about heading. Here I follow this 020 heading, but here I have 031, sorry. That means this is with the wind correction angle. So because the wind blows me to the east, the wind is coming with about 20 knots from the west. So that means I have to have a track 020. That means I have to steer a bit more to the left, and then I'm on track. So the track is with the correction of the wind, and the course of the heading is not corrected with the wind. So currently I fly a track of 020 as good as possible, but I have a heading of 005. That's the difference. On the left we have Zofingen, Oftringen, and then we have Bolton over there. And Sur is ahead of us. Yeah. Something about flight routes. So I fly VFR. That's with PPL. You start with the VFR. That means the visual flight rules. You always have to remain out of the clouds. So you're not allowed to fly in any cloud, because then you're in IMC, and that's instrument meteorological conditions. Then you have to fly in instruments. You can do an extra, extra study for that, or extra course to get the instrument rated. But that's something, of course, you have to do another minimum 50 hours, I'm not wrong. Slowly go a bit down, because we're going to the sector west. Slowly do a descent. Do a cruise descent where slowly go down with about 100 knots and I trim it out a bit. So we're nice on track, 120, 121. I zoom out a bit here, so I have a clear view of sector west. As I said, we have to go down, not up. So we also have some clouds here, and I have to go under it. So I just try to find the gap there. Try to go down to about 4,300. Yeah, it's tight. Planning to go to 6.2 is definitely not possible. Don't get too fast here. So 020. So we have the power plant on the left. Try to go in the middle. This is because of the power plant, a bit of turbulence. This is because of the Jura. Bit less power here. 4.2, we keep it 4.2. Try to trim it out.
Alter Kilo Papa, right hand down in runway 26 for touch and go.
Always check that the plane is trimmed.
Hotel Charlie Sierra, landing up and takeoff, runway 26 for circuit.
Keep it there. Or 2. 23 inch. Yeah, bit more turbulence. Now we're looking for the highway that's over there, that's between the two power plants. And then from there we can go to Sector West. We do the approach briefing, PPL Aerodrome, 1,300 feet. Runway uses runway 26 and the conditions are dry, available runway length is 645 meters. Then we have the approach is Sector West, minimum 4,000 feet, then overhead 2,500 and we descend to 2,000 feet and do a right and downwind runway 26 for landing. Then the approach briefing is completed. Then we have the descent check. Descent check 8 is not required. Approach briefing is completed and avionics are set and checked. 123.555. Then the cabin and passengers are secured and the direction gyro is set to compass as automatic, so that's correct. So the descent check is completed and the approach check is altimeter QNH is 1007 at 4,200 feet, lookout. Landing lights on, fuel pump on, lookout. Fuel is above 2 hours and the carb heat is on. Approach check is completed. Then we turn right and behind is clear. So now we did all the checks, so now we can enter Sector West.
Hotel Charlie Sierra, final runway 26, Apache call.
Yeah. Then somehow put the glasses away, huh? Like this. And we have 4,200. PPL Aerodrome, Hotel Charlie, uniform, Sector West at 4,200 feet for landing. It's always important that you go between the two villages here, because otherwise they can complain about noise emission. So it's very important we stick to the rules from the local authorities, so the people will not complain about aviation. It's all already loud enough. Level 42, and from the ARA we slowly descend. Already put it on 20, and we have 21 inch and 2,100 RPM. Like this. Now we can slowly descend a bit. We're above the ARA right now, and then trim, and then I cut to 15 inch and nose down.
Sierra, begin of right hand downwind runway 26.
And nose down. So we see the aerodrome. There's one plane on downwind. One is on the grass strip. Going on the crosswind now. Yeah, we do one orbit. Plane inside. Hotel Charlie uniform, overhead 2,500 feet, will join entry circle. Not too steep, 20 is more than enough. Keep the altitude 2,500 and trim a bit. I don't have to pull to the stick too much. The wingtip is nicely on the crossing there.
Charlie Sierra final, runway 26 for touch and go.
We have runway 26 active.
Hotel Kilo Papa Vector West 2700 dispersion.
Hotel Charlie uniform, overhead 2500, will join right hand downwind, runway 26 for full stop. Now we go down to 2000. Left is clear. So here we have to be in 2000 before we join the downwind. Now we have 2000 here. Now here, 2000, power in, cabin threshold speed without check, flaps 1 and nose down to avoid ballooning. 1,000 feet, flaps 1. And starting descent, power reduction to 15 inch, nose down. Right turn, speed without check, and flaps 2, and nose down to avoid ballooning.
Hotel Charlie Sierra, begin of right hand downwind runway 26.
Then wings level, glider and final clear. Power. Speed 60 knots. Speed 60, glide path is checked, speed is checked, trim 60 knots, check, aiming point speed. Then, Hotel Charlie Union, final runway 26 for full stop. Point speed, aiming point speed, landing check, flap set for landing, propeller marks and carpet is off, landing check is completed. Aiming point speed. Aiming point speed, aiming point speed, and power cut. Yeah, it was a bit bumpy, got the power off too early. Had to put a bit more power in at the end. But landing.
Hotel Charlie Sierra final, runway 26 for touch and go.
So, engine set to 1100 RPM and parking brake is set. Avionics master switch off. I would say goodbye and see you to the next flight, and I hope you have something about these videos, you like them, and maybe you can learn something from it. It's not an instructional video, of course, So always stick with the AFM according to your flight instructor, but this gives me a bit, gives you a bit of an insight how I do it, how I learned it. So yeah, I hope you like it, and if you like it, then see you next time to the next flight. Take care, bye.